In this video, I'm going to show you how to take a blank table and import a full game onto it, using my components and using Playtest Parlor for the first time in this walkthrough video, so you can see step by step what I go through to get it ready. Right, so let's get started building my first game in Playtest Parlor. Let's go to My Games, and let's create a new game called Prototype Game, and click Create Game. Okay, so we're now in the game dashboard. We'll want to navigate to import pieces, and let's do a manual upload because my game is not on the game crafter. So I need to upload 2 tile stacks, some image tokens, the rulebook, and then I need to import some dice and grids already built into Playtest Parlor. Okay, so let's start now by making the first deck called Performance Deck. Okay, now that's done, I don't have to worry about the bleed or the DPI. I'll just go straight to choosing files for my back and upload those, and scroll down and then choose my files for my front and upload those. So normally all my fronts have unique backs, but for the sake of the time and the tutorial, I'm going to leave this for now, but I can totally do it. So let's click add tile stack and scroll up and let these upload. This hopefully shouldn't take too long. It's only faces, face cards and some backs. So once that gets to the end and I scroll up, I believe it should pop up in current pieces when it's done. And there we go. Okay, so that's all uploaded. So I now need to upload an ability deck. I'll name it ability deck. Don't worry about the bleed or the DPI. This has no card backs, so let's do face upload. Choose those files, let's get them in. No changes to quantity, just add tile stacks, and that should upload. And once it's uploaded, it should pop up in the same space. There we go. Cards and tiles, 2 components completed. Next, I want to import some player boards. So I'm going to click on image tokens, and then I'm going to name them player boards. Yeah, that sounds good. Don't worry about the bleed or DPI. I'm going to choose the files. I've got 4 files to upload. I'll click add image tokens. And even though I can't see a preview, I know what files I've selected. But if I did have any doubt, once the image tokens are uploaded in the current pieces, I can open that tokens tab and check them if I was incorrect on uploading anything. Then finally, the rulebook. So let's name that rulebook, obviously. I don't have to worry about the bleed or DPI again, and I'm going to choose the files. Have to be PNG or JPEG. I can't upload a PDF file and extract the images. Got to do it like that. And with all my images uploaded, I am happy with that, and I can just click Create Book and start uploading it. So I think while that's uploading, I've done all my pieces. I've got my 2 decks, I've got my 4 player boards, and I've got my rulebook, and then everything else is going to be imported within the session of Playtest Parlor. So now I'm going to scroll up, I'm going to hit play and load up a session of Playtest Parlor. I'm going to click join table, and that'll load us in. Let's close down the minimap and close down the Discord, and then I want to right click the table, click edit table, and let's just change the table color to like some kind of darker black, so it's a bit easier on everyone's eyes. Then I want to go to players, turn off player spaces, hands and hand docks and hand lanes. So I've got a completely empty table to work with. Then I'm going to click add entities. Now I could pull these out one by one, but if I scroll all the way down, I will eventually reach the import all pieces and click that and effectively dump out all the pieces I've imported. Now I have just realized I've missed a piece. So I'm just going to drag that directly onto the Playtest Parlor table from my PC, and that will just upload. And there we go. That's my dice board uploaded. Now let's get some dice. Open up the add entities panel, scroll down to the dice. I'll need 4d6, but I'll pull out 1 for now and then copy and paste it when I've got the size and color correct. Let's close that, and now let's just zoom in onto the player boards and organize those. So let's move 1 over here. Let's move 1 up here. Let's move 1 over here, and let's move 1 around here. Then let's zoom out. Let's move this rulebook out the way, scroll back in, and put that back to where it should be. And align that a little bit. Drag that down, and let's move these decks to the sides, and then we can start organizing it all. So I think I'll organize the performance deck. So I'm going to drag that over to the center. I'm going to right click the stack and click search stack. And I'm just going to type in the names of each deck and select all and form stack. I'll move this one out of the way first and then start forming the rest. So hollow, select all and form stack. And then I've got eagle next. I'm going to select all and form stack. And then finish off with flake, select all and form stack. Now I want to drag these all over to the player boards. I'll put them by the side for now because I want to adjust the player board sizes before I put the deck on them. And since that's done, might as well do that then. So right click edit, and then I'll change the number to, let's say, 187, and then click done. And I'm happy with that. So I'm going to click edit. I'm going to copy that number and just put it on every single board. And once I've done that, I will then move the player board, the player decks onto the player boards. And as I'm doing that, I'm just thinking, what will I do next? I think I'll then split the ability deck and start putting them on the boards too. So let's drag this to the center and let's start pulling out each ability card one by one. I could drag it directly to the player board and copy and paste, but I want to align them first. So let's zoom in. Let's shift click them all, click arrange and then align center. So when I start copying them, I have 4 perfect copies. So zooming out, let's go 1, 2, 3. And now let's drag them to the player boards. Now, once they're on the player boards, I could align them a bit better, but they are one-time use, so players are just going to flip them over and then they'll be done with them. So let's put the final one onto Flake, and I think I'm going to move on to the dice next. Actually, I need to change that player board, so let's edit and turn that to, 194. Click done. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And dice fit fine. So let's edit the dice. Let's turn those to 17 millimeter. Yep, that's perfect. And then I need 4 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I need a green one. I need a red one. I need a orange one. And I need a purple one. So click pink, move down to purple, and then we are done. Okay, I want to arrange them properly. So I know green goes top left, red goes bottom left, orange goes bottom right, and purple goes top right. Then I'll just copy that set into 3 times, so each player can have one. And I'm just going to start dragging one over to Eagle, then one to Chameleon, then one to Flake. Oof, I did that kind of badly. Let's move the green a little bit and the purple a little bit. And then finally put the last one onto Hollow. And done. Ooh, I just moved the player board back there. Let's put that back. And now let's press L on all these boards to lock them in place. Now I want to copy and paste the dice, put them here. Then open up the Add Entities panel and scroll down and pull out a bag. Close the entity panel, and let's take all these dice, drag them over, and let's copy it 6 times so that I have 6 of each type. Then I'm going to click all of these. I could have done a selection box, realizing it now, but I'm already here. And then I'm going to drag them into the bag and watch them all load in. And now that they're all in, I'm going to right click the bag, click edit, and these are moved to auto and tick randomized dice on draw so that when they come out, they're randomized. Now, finally, I need my grid. So let's open up the entity tab panel. Let's scroll down to find a square grid. Let's drag it to the center. Now I need 6 columns, so I'm going to change that to there. And I'm going to adjust the H gap to 5 and the V gap to 3. And then click, then drag it up. And then I will click add space grid. And that will spawn my grid so that when I pull my dice out the bag, they'll snap in there perfectly. So let's put that back. And now looking at the table, I'm happy to say that everything's been imported. Got my player boards, the decks, the dice, the grids, and it all works really well. I can start playing this today. I can then consider improving this with sequence setups, point trackers, and maybe more grids for my player boards. But as it stands, I'm going to save the game here. So I'm going to go to save game. I'm going to change the name to prototype game complete, and then click save table configuration. And with that saved, it means I've got a blank setup. So that if I need 3-player, 4-player, 2-player, different decks, I can make multiple save sessions. So within the configurations panel on the games page, I can load whichever one up I need. So I hope this video helped you understand that you can get a game into Playtest Parlor in under 10 minutes and start playing. If you're looking for more specific tutorials, let us know down in the comment section below and we'll see what we can make. And if you're looking for more tutorials, check out our YouTube page or the document section on the Playtest Parlor website. But for now, I'm Kenny, signing out.